Hey FishTube, Steven here with a little video on how I ship live guppies. Not that it's some patented method I made up, I just watched other YouTube videos and sort of borrowed from some of them, and it's been pretty successful for me, even when I was shipping back in January and February. For this shipment, I'm sending guppies to Michael from Michael's Fish Room to contribute to his summer outdoor Mutt Guppy Project. In exchange, he offers a $25 credit to his online store, which is perfect for me because if you watched my last video about this live bearer tank, I've had some troubles with fancy guppies in the past. And I think the solution is to get them from a US-based vendor who at least takes the time to acclimate the guppies to normal freshwater aquarium conditions. First thing, it looks a little chilly in the evening where Michael lives in New Jersey, so I'm going to use a heat pack to be on the safe side. The heat packs activate when exposed to air, so I want to open it now to let it heat up out of the box and confirm it's not a dud. The stripy side needs to be exposed to air for it to stay activated. Big shocker here, but we need a box. The 10-inch cube boxes from Uline are my go-to for non-US Postal Service shipments. It was nice when I could save a little bit with the free priority boxes, but I've had to stop using the post office for now. I was having priority mail shipments take 8 or 9 days sometimes, and it's just way too much unnecessary stress on the fish and on the customers receiving them. So now I mostly ship UPS or Fedex. And since those carriers take dimensions into account for pricing, I will end up cutting this box down to 8 inches tall to save a couple bucks. Next comes the insulation. I use the 3/4 inch foam panels from Lowe's, about 10 bucks for a 6-pack, and I can make about 8 boxes from it. I made some panel stencils out of spare wood laminate flooring, a 10 by 10 inch for the top and bottom, and 9 1/4 by 6.5 inch for the side walls. I then traced the panels in Sharpie, then cut them. To cut out the panels, I use a cheap foam cutter, which is essentially a metal stick that gets hot and stinks up the house. Everyone loves when I cut foam in the house, so that's what we're doing now. It doesn't have to be perfect, is something I tell myself every time I do this. Then once the foam panels are in place, I add some newsprint paper in the bottom. Now it's time to go fishing. I ship with fresh clean water. I add a little prime and GH boost to a bucket, relatively close to temperature. I'm gonna send Michael 5 females and 5 males, so let's pick some good ones. I think he'll like these ladies here. I don't have any females that are particularly bursting with color right now, but these are still pretty good. I add a little piece of polyfilter to the bag to absorb ammonia. Then I make sure there is more volume of air than water, tie a knot, snip the tail, then double bag it. Pretty sure I stole this method from Michael himself. With UPS and FedEx, I don't have to worry about every ounce, but this is probably about 1.5 cups of water. Now let's see what kind of nice looking males we can find. I think these look pretty good. I've had a lot of tiger endlers in here at some point, so there's a lot of neat variations on the snakeskin and cobra pattern. Before I put the bags in the box, they get a little bit of their own insulation. I just wrap them in newsprint and paper towels. Here, you throw this away. And don't forget the instructions for acclimating the guppies. Some more paper on top to keep everything firmly in place, and to make sure there is a lot of separation between the bags and the heat pack. You definitely don't want the heat pack to be directly touching the bags. Then I drop the heat pack in a brown bag, make sure the strip still faces out, and tape it to the top foam panel. At this point, I cut the corners of the box to reduce the height. But before we close up this box, let's give it one final touch of personalization. And finally, the live fish labels. Depending on what carrier I use and where I drop off the packages, I might use a generic this side up handle with care sticker for some boxes. It's sort of an uncommon thing to ship live fish in my small town apparently, so sometimes it's just easier to avoid the questioning and the apprehension by whatever clerk is on duty. I pack these fish with the expectation they'll be handled like every other package anyway. And besides, if you're watching this video, that means they made it to his house alive. I wasn't going to post a shipping tutorial with a failed example. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you actually liked it, and I don't have a sign off.